Today's workout is a 10-minute diastasis recti abs workout with weights. We'll use resistance to train our core and strengthen our abdominal muscles to heal diastasis recti and improve core function. You'll need a mat and a light weight. Let's get started. Hey mamas, welcome to today's workout. We've got a 10-minute diastasis recti friendly weighted abs workout. So we're going to do core exercises using a pair of light dumbbells, and I say no more than 5 pounds for this workout. We're going to start with just one of our dumbbells, and we're going to come to a side forearm plank position. So bring your elbow under your shoulder at 90 degrees, bottom knee bent, top leg extended. We're going to place the dumbbell on the hip. Exhale, push the hip up. Inhale, lower down slowly, lightly tap the hip, and then exhale right back up. So as I'm lowering, I'm doing so really controlled. So I'm not resting at the bottom. I'm keeping tension on my abs. As I inhale, I'm focusing on drawing my belly button in toward the spine, and then on the exhale, engage core and pelvic floor. So inhale, exhale, just a little lift. Now you can leave the dumbbell here. If you want to make it more advanced, you could take the dumbbell up over your shoulder. That's going to create a little bit of a longer lever, more challenge for the core. So focus on that lift and drawing in your core as well as pushing that bottom hip to the ceiling every time. And that's the underside of the waist. That's the side we're actually working here. All right, we're gonna rest. We're gonna stay in this position, and we're going to take the arm up over the shoulder just like we had it. Now we're gonna lift the bottom hip, exhale, and we're gonna lift and lower the arm. So coming just above the thigh and then making an arch right back up over the shoulder. So nice big arc motion here. Exhale as you lift that dumbbell. Inhale as you lower with control. So we're working upper body and core stability here by staying in that side plank position. Now, if it's too intense, you can always drop the hip for a couple reps, but we really want to try to keep the hips up as much as possible. So if you need to, just decrease the amount of reps. Go slower, take more breaks. And it's movements like this that are teaching our core how to fire with the pelvic floor, the diaphragm. That's so important for healing diastasis recti and progressively training the abs, which is why we're adding weights today. We're working on that progressive overload. Okay, we're gonna go to the other side and do that same sequence. So starting with the side plank with the hip dip. So line up that elbow and hip, bottom knee bent, and the knee is forward. Place the dumbbell on the hip. Exhale, lift from that underside of your waist, and then lower control to the ground. Use that breath. Again, breath work is such an important part of healing diastasis recti. So we want to always focus on exhaling on the eccentric loading phase of that exercise. So it's the hard part. So right here it would be that push to the top, and then inhale on the lower, nice and controlled. And we're always focusing on maintaining that core control. If you'd like to lift that dumbbell up, just make sure you keep it vertical over the shoulder, so we're properly loading the core and keeping those shoulders safe. Rest here. We're going to take it to the side forearm plank with the arm raise. So again, staying lifted through the shoulders. Inhale on the lower. Exhale as you rise that dumbbell over the shoulder. You can look at your arm if that's easier. Whatever your preference is, you can look straight ahead. Trying to stay as stable as you can through the glutes. So you're engaging the glutes, you're pushing that forearm into the mat. Engaging that deep core and pelvic floor. Everything's firing together. And rest. Okay, moving on to a bird dog. We're going to use one of our dumbbells here. So take it in your front hand. We're going to extend the opposite leg. So deep inhale, exhale, lift the arm to shoulder height, lift the leg to hip height, and then lower down controlled. You can flex or point the foot, but we want to keep the hips square to the floor as we move, sweeping the dumbbell straight up so your arms stay straight. You're leading with the top of that dumbbell, so your thumb is up theoretically. squeezing the glute at the back, pressing that opposite hand firmly into the mat. And again, keeping everything square to the floor is so important because we're minimizing that trunk movement and forcing our core to find stability. And core stability training is so good for healing diastasis recti and improving core function because it's going to progressively overload. And I use that term a lot, but that's how you incrementally challenge your abs so you get stronger while still healing your core, your pelvic floor, and maintaining all the progress you've made on healing diastasis recti. Okay, we're going to do the other side. So switch hands, dumbbell goes into the back hand, front leg is going to extend. Squeeze that glute. And this is a lot for the shoulders too. So if you're feeling it in your shoulders and you're wondering if it's an arm workout, you're not wrong. It's definitely engaging full body. And again, that's such an important part of healing your core. We don't just work the core in isolation. We work the core in everything we do. So if we want a functional diastasis recti, we want to focus on incorporating full body movements with our core healing so we can learn how to fire those deep core muscles in conjunction with the rest of the body. So some of these might be a little more advanced, a little hard for where you're at, but just break them down. And the good news is you can do all these without the dumbbell and make progress as well. Okay, we're going to do a single leg glute bridge with a dumbbell. So just one dumbbell, we're gonna lay back, take it and place it on the front thigh. This is a leg that's gonna be stationary. This back leg is gonna come up. So exhale, squeeze your butt, lift the leg, and then lower hips back down. So just the back leg is staying off the floor, front leg is staying down, and we're pushing through that front heel. Now you might find if you've got a light weight, you might find you could do a little heavier on this one. For me, I could probably go a little bit heavier, and that's because glutes are a bigger muscle. They can handle some more load. So if you feel good, you could grab your additional weight and also place that on the leg, or you can just grab a heavier weight. Another way to make it harder would be extending that back leg out to 45 degrees. That's going to create a longer lever. The further away that leg is from the body, the harder the exercise will feel, the harder it will be, the more load to the glute. Use that breath, exhale at the top of the movement, and rest. We're going to repeat that on the other side. So just transfer your weight to the back leg, and then that front leg is going to come up 90 degrees. Again, deep exhale on the lift, engaging pelvic floor, deep core, making sure we're not flaring the ribs by keeping the spine in neutral, keeping the hips tucked under. And again, that's an important part of healing diastasis recti. We want to make sure we're not flaring the ribs and causing that anterior pelvic tilt. And that's why we don't go super, super high on that glute bridge. Because if we're going super high on that glute bridge, we're having to arch the back and flaring out the ribs too. So that's going to actually take more of the work out of the glute. If you want to, you can take it to that leg extension. See, there are lots of options here. You can even do a double leg bridge if you're not ready for the single leg. Rest. Okay, now we're going to go to a plank dumbbell drag. So this is going to involve a little bit of coordination. We're going to start with the dumbbells under our shoulders near the hands, and we're going to bring the knees back behind the hips. So we're in a plank modified with the knees on the ground, but the knees are wide. We're going to take the front arm, push the dumbbell away from the body till your arm is extended, place the hand back down. Back arm, push the dumbbell away, hand comes back down. Now I want you to take the front arm, drag the dumbbell back to starting position. Hand goes back down, back arm. Now can you do it without rocking? So keeping your hips square to the ground, keeping everything really stable here. Using that breath, exhale on the dumbbell drag. Are you finding one side's harder than the other? Can you push the dumbbells further away? That's gonna make it harder. That's gonna change the intensity. So if you wanna make it easier, don't push them as far away, as well as the weight you have in your hand. That will also make it harder. All right, good work, you guys. That was the hardest one yet. Okay, now for the last one, we're going to do a rolling hover. So we're gonna come, stack the elbows and the wrists together, starting on the knees down, and we're gonna take the dumbbell in the front hand, rotate to the front into a side hover. That bottom knee is down, that top leg is straight, arm is up over the shoulder. Tuck that back under, exhale, come back to the knees, hips square to the floor, and then grab the dumbbell in the back hand, rotate to the back of the room, and then really control. Now I want you to focus right here. Are your hips at shoulder height or below? Keep your belly button pulled in toward the spine. And then as you rotate, exhale, push that forearm down, lead with the underside of the waist. And then slow and controlled. Again, we're always working that core control. Such an important part of healing diastasis recti is continuing to do challenging exercises, but doing them well with control. Let's get one more to the back to round it out, because we got to make things even. And we are done. 10 minutes. See, and it doesn't have to be boring either. Sometimes you get used to doing the same things over and over, but that's how you change your core. That's how you get stronger and keep from plateauing in your core healing journey. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know if you have any feedback in the comments, as well as other workouts you'd like to see. And if you have results you'd like to share or progress that you've made. I know it always encourages me and other people looking at this videos to hear about your progress and to hear about what you've gained from doing these workouts. And it always inspires me and motivates me to keep doing this. So thank you guys for always leaving such kind feedback. As always, if you have questions, let me know. You can reach out to me here, or you can reach out to me via my website. I always have new material on there for you to check out as well. I'll see you back here for our next workout together.